and join me as I read another story. This story is called Queen Esther Saves Her People. My name is Esther, and I am a Jew. When I was young, I went to live with my cousin Mordecai. Mordecai worked in the king's palace. One day he told me, "The king has decided to pick a new queen. All the young maidens are to go to the palace. You must go too." Mordecai told me not to tell anyone that I was a Jew. It would be our own secret. When I was brought before the king, he immediately placed the royal crown on my head. Great feasts were held in my honor, and all the kingdom knew I was chosen to be the new queen, the Queen of Persia. Wait a minute! Queen already? I didn't tell you about all the special beauty treatments that she had. 12 months of them. 6 months with oil and myrrh, followed by 6 months with special perfumes and ointments. And she won what was like a beauty contest. I was happy in the palace until one day when my servant brought a message from Mordecai. My cousin had angered an official of the palace, a proud man named Haman. By refusing to bow down before him, Mordecai believed that men should bow down only to God. This made Haman furious. He knew that Mordecai was a Jew, so he decided to punish all the Jews. Haman got the king to sign letters saying that all the Jews were to be killed. The letters were sent all over the country. Haman didn't know that I was a Jew, and then I would have to be killed too. Mordecai told my servant, "Tell Esther to go to the king and plead for her people." When I heard this, I was afraid. Anyone who went to the king without being asked would be killed unless the king held out his scepter to them. It's hard to imagine that a person could be killed because they went before the king. Have you ever been scared to talk to someone? I bet that's how Esther felt. The Bible says in Esther 4:14, "And who knows but that you have come to royal position for such a time as this." But I knew I needed to help my people. I asked Mordecai to gather the Jews of Susa and pray for me for 3 days. My maids and I will do the same thing. So, on the 3rd day, I put on my best royal robes and went to the king. Though he was surprised to see me, he smiled and held out his scepter. I was so thankful. I said, "Please, my king, would you and Haman come to a special banquet I have planned for tomorrow night?" When they arrived the next night, the king asked, "What would you have, Queen Esther? I will give you anything, even half of my kingdom." I asked if they would come to the following night for another banquet. The next night at the banquet, I begged the king to save my life and the lives of my people. I told him that we were all going to be killed. The king was shocked. He asked, "Who would do such a thing?" I told him that Haman was the man plotting against us. The king promised that my people and I would be safe. He punished Haman and ordered that the Jews not be killed. And Mordecai became the new official, taking Haman's place. I was so happy. In his wisdom, God had planned all along for me to be the queen, so that I could plead for my people and save them from harm. God knows everything, and nothing is beyond his great power. Esther 8:16. For the Jews, it was a time of happiness and joy, gladness and honor. This moment in history when Esther saved her people is celebrated every year. It's called Purim. In Esther 8:12, it says that it is on March 7th. Thanks for listening to my story. Hey, join me in singing Esther Was a Shero. Esther was a beautiful girl. She made King Xerxes' head go whirl. Mordecai would not bow down. He made Haman's head to pound. Hero, hero, Esther was a hero. Hero, hero, Esther was a shero. Esther had courage and faithfulness. She would have to meet the test. She knew the king could be mad at her, but he held out his gold scepter. Hero, hero, Esther was a hero. Hero, hero, Esther was a shero. Listen now and learn from me. Esther loved her family. She stood strong when things were bad. Her people went from sad to glad. Hero, hero, Esther was a hero. Hero, hero, Esther was a shero. We must be loyal to God, you see, and honest we must always be. We must stand up for our God. He does such an awesome job. Hero, hero, we must be a hero. Hero, hero, maybe be a shero. Bye-bye, butterfly.